Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a genuinely fascinating, highly specific utopian manifesto. It comes directly from a foundational Chinese text, 原子生命参yuan, or Lifechanyuan, penned by its founder, Daoyou Xuefeng, Guide Xuefeng. If you've ever wondered how a modern spiritual movement designs its absolute ideal world from the ground up, well, you are in for a really interesting ride today. We're going to unpack this incredibly dense philosophical blueprint layer by layer, looking strictly at the claims and visions laid out in this original text.
To get us right into the headspace of Guide Xuefeng, just listen to this opening line. In the starry sky of human history, a sacred constellation has emerged, called Lifechanyuan. Wow. I mean, it doesn't just read like a standard list of community rules, right? It's framed as a massive cosmic event. It sets this beautifully poetic and wildly ambitious stage for everything that follows in the manifesto.
Okay, let's dive into this. 1. Vision of Guide Xuefeng. 2. Identity of the Celestials. 3. A radical new lifestyle. 4. Building a terrestrial paradise. And finally, 5. The ultimate utopian future.
Starting with Section 1, Vision of Guide Xuefeng, the Sacred Constellation.
So Guide Xuefeng defines Lifechanyuan as that metaphorical sacred constellation we just talked about, and the individual members making it up, they're known as Chanyuan Celestials. According to the text, these aren't just your everyday people living everyday lives. Xuefeng claims they carry a literal divine mission. The source describes them as the children of the greatest creator of the universe, the embodiments of gods and Buddhas, and basically the ultimate representatives of humanity's absolute highest civilization. They're like the catalysts, the fermenting agents, meant to lead all of humanity into a world of total harmony.
Moving to Section 2, Identity of the Celestials, Core Spiritual Traits. So what actually makes a celestial? The text categorizes 4 core attributes: selfless, unselfish, fearless and steadfast, and broad-minded and upright. To break that down a bit, being selfless means they strive to restore Earth's original purity. They act as assistants to the planet's managers, completely without calculating any personal gain. Being unselfish, that means absolutely no private property, literally not even a penny. Plus, they keep 0 secrets. The manifesto says everything they do is totally exposed to the sunlight, leaving absolutely no place for falsehood or evil to hide. They're described as aristocrats in spirit, but wealthy in heart.
And there's this incredibly dramatic detail that pops up directly from the text here. Xuefeng writes that these Chanyuan Celestials remained confident and totally unyielding even when 12 of their paradise-like homes, places built with their own blood, sweat, and tears, were destroyed by what the author terms demons. But instead of despairing over this alleged destruction, the manifesto claims they simply kept humming the melodies of creation's early days, walking optimistically toward their spiritual destination. It paints a picture of intense, unshakable resilience.
All right, Section 3, A Radical New Lifestyle, the Second Home.
Which naturally begs the question, right? How do these Chanyuan Celestials actually live day to day? What does this kind of lofty philosophy look like when it's put into practice as a real community? Well, it brilliantly illustrates a complete and total departure from the world most of us know. While our traditional concepts are anchored by marriage, family, private property, and nations, Xuefeng proposes what he calls the second home model. And this lifestyle means absolutely no marriage, no traditional family structures. It's based entirely on absolute sharing, where nobody owns anything. There are no religions, no political parties either. This, according to Guide Xuefeng, is the necessary future living scenario for humanity, the terrestrial paradise.
Which brings us to Section 4, Building a Terrestrial Paradise, Material Creation.
Now, the text makes it very clear that these celestials aren't just sitting around philosophizing. They are creators of material abundance. Their claimed creativity is honestly astounding. Step 1, they can start in a completely barren land. Step 2, within just a single year, they claim to build a flourishing environment for hundreds of people, complete with big, orderly, shared spaces like kitchens, bathrooms, and entertainment halls, the whole shebang. Step 3, that barren land is completely transformed into a terrestrial paradise filled with joy, birdsong, and floral fragrance. The text basically states that wherever they gather, a paradise just naturally forms.
So, what is the overarching purpose here? It's literally rewriting history. Guide Xuefeng points out that for thousands of years, the pages of human history have been completely bogged down by suffering, absurdity, and tragedy. The Chanyuan Celestials aim to take that dark past and totally replace it.
Their new pages will be filled with joy, freedom, auspiciousness, and light. That is their ultimate motivation for this massive societal shift. Section 5. The ultimate utopian future. Heavenly spaces. The timeline outlined in the text goes way, way beyond a normal human lifespan. In 1 year, as we just discussed, they claim a flourishing terrestrial paradise can be built. But zooming out to 1,000 years, their goal is the literal extension of humanity's existence in a place they call the 1,000-year world. And expanding out even further to 10,000 years, the vision involves a journey toward the 10,000-year world and eventually something called the Elysium Celestial Islands continent. We are talking about a staggering, multi-millennial plan for human civilization's spiritual destination.
But right as you think you've got this whole vision figured out as just a purely ancient-sounding, back-to-nature spiritual manifesto, Shefeng introduces a sudden, totally modern twist right at the very end of the text.
Get a load of this striking quote. Chanyuan celestials will integrate with AI to create an unparalleled, beautiful future for humanity. I mean, wow. In a text packed with gods, Buddhas, celestial beings, and terrestrial paradises, suddenly artificial intelligence is positioned as a key component of this utopian blueprint. It's this incredibly fascinating merger of ancient spiritual harmony and cutting-edge modern technology, showing just how adaptable these visions can be to the modern era.
And that brings us to a really compelling final thought to wrap up today's explainer. What does Guy Zhufeng's vision actually reveal about our universal, deeply human desire for harmony and a better future? Whether you view this manifesto as a radical but workable blueprint or simply a fascinating ideological curiosity, it undeniably reflects an enduring human longing to escape suffering, rebuild society from scratch, and construct a perfect world. Thanks so much for joining me to explore this text today, and I really hope this presentation leaves you with plenty of interesting ideas to reflect on.